Good morning, the Honorable Secretary Johnson, Admiral Zunkamp, Admiral Rendon, Captain Rivera, Dean Colella, distinguished guests, faculty and staff, family and friends, and the great Academy class of 2016. It is truly an honor and a privilege to be standing before you all today. I'd like to flash back to a scene that took place 5 years ago. My parents had just made the hour drive to the Connecticut College campus just for me to take a prospective student tour. And I distinctly remember that day because I was sick. I had a miserable fever. When we arrived, I slumped out of my parents' SUV and took my spot in the tour group rather unenthusiastically. During the entire duration of the Conn College tour, there was but one question I raised. I pointed across the street and asked, "What is that place?" Now, you may be thinking it was somewhat impolite to inquire about another institution while touring a different campus. But it was actually acceptable because I had a fever, and therefore I wasn't thinking straight. Flash forward to reporting in day, June 25th, 2012, and I'm on the bus ride to Chase Hall, still wondering why the Coast Guard Academy. And it really took all the Swab Summer cadre and Alpha Company to reveal to me that, 1, I couldn't open a cadet mailbox to save my life. 2, I should have packed more hair gel. And 3, that fever I had may have influenced me a bit more than I thought. But as we marched through our 4 years at the Academy, our opinions developed and our perspectives matured. There's a tempo here, a cadence to follow, a rhythm to every day. But we didn't merely follow a routine in order to walk across the stage today. There's something more, much more to the last 4 years we spent here. There's a kind of fever about our class. Our time at the Academy wasn't simply a rite of passage, because it transcends this mark. It doesn't matter if we finalized our capstone projects after the deadline, we've taken too many unauthorized late racks, or if our cars are still parked illegally in upper lot. Looking at you, John Cerruti. We all belong to a group of dedicated, motivated, and passionate individuals who have utilized these past 4 years to shape ourselves into rising leaders of the United States Coast Guard. Lasting 4 years here is no easy feat, but if you look behind you, class of 2016, you'll see the faculty who have devoted themselves to our development, our families who have and will continue to support us, and our friends who have backed us from the beginning. They're behind us today, and they'll always be behind us, because their mission was to prepare us for what lies ahead. So what awaits our class? We've heard the distinguished guests say what they would give to trade places with us, to be in our position today. But why? Let's go back to 4th class year when we first unveiled our class crest and motto, "Embrace the sea, defy the storm." There are really 2 parts to this phrase, 2 realms of thought. The word embrace invites us to look inward, while defy demands more of an outward approach. I believe we capture something special in this motto, fundamental even to becoming an officer in the United States Coast Guard. Think back to our 3rd class year, sitting in leadership and organizational behavior class. We all had to take that MBTI personality test, where we were told if we were introverts or extroverts, sensors or perceivers, thinkers or feelers, and intuitive or judgmental. Well, all of us except Tara Larkin. The test couldn't read her. And we use these results to explain things like our relationships with our coastal sail team, cadre section, or capstone group. But even if we felt like at times we were on separate wavelengths, this is acceptable. We came to the Academy to learn to work together, to develop our opinions, our integrity, our character, and in turn be accepted and respected. Diversity of thought in our officer corps is essential. Taylor Peace will be breaking ice in the Arctic and would somehow engage the polar bears in conversation. Banning Lohmeyer will see this, land the C-130 he's piloting, and join her. Meanwhile, Mark Wagner's in his stateroom with a sign on the door that says, "Knock first, then don't enter." Katya Resny walks by, nods, then prints one off for her door. Some of us are happiest in constant motion, busy with things and people. Others are content going a figurative dog-zebra status in their staterooms, without people to distract them from their thoughts or feelings. Looking at you, Jeremy Turrell. And we have people like Jennifer Melendez, who will have neglected to eat or sleep until every last auxiliary system is drawn for her engineering officer qualification. And Eileen Fagan will report to her unit somehow already having her OOD letter in hand. And Haley Thompson will be out in the fantail of her cutter, painting some incredible masterpiece of the ocean landscape. The various personalities and talents of the class of 2016, revealed only because of the time we spent together at the academy, are crucial to our service. Each one of us has unique strengths to lend to this organization. Many college students will graduate in the coming weeks, but only 186 in the nation will be able to glance down at their jacket and see U.S. Coast Guard. That 2-gram nameplate, yes, I put it on a scale in the physics lab in Smith, holds the weight of a class, the weight of an organization, and the weight of a nation's expectation for us to go out and defend our waterways, protect the environment, confront climate change, tend buoys, interdict drugs, prevent cyber attacks, interdict migrants, and save lives. And yes, maybe that begins with standing the double 4 to 8 watch, not leaving your station as soon as liberty is granted, having those difficult conversations with your division, reevaluating performances in the chief's mess, drawing the fire main, routing memos, and doing that extra paperwork. But during SWAB summer, we were told when to eat, when to drink, when to speak. But by first class year, we were leading other cadets and conducting cadet honor boards, deciding whether or not another deserves the chance to be sitting where we all are today. Our job will undoubtedly start and end with sacrifice, but the extent and manifestation of that sacrifice will change with the development of our Coast Guard career. But there's something that won't change, and that's the fact that all 186 of us, all 186 of our diverse ideas and interests are needed, and they're needed now. Wherever your career takes you, I ask that you find something you could be passionate about. Because if we are passionate about the humanitarian mission that we have been called to serve, whatever facet of it that may be, our job as junior officers will be significant. Our careers, meaningful. And the decision we've made to join the Coast Guard will be a weighty one. It would be a challenge to live a life more fulfilling than the one that's before each of us today. Class of 2016, we've studied for it, we've trained for it, we've imagined it, and now we can embrace it. Go Commencement, go Bears, and forever go great class of 2016. Thank you.